referees coming back onto the field. We should be starting soon.
Another couple of minutes or so. And in case you're wondering, folks, if you missed the first half of this contest, you can catch it again right here on Channel 3 of Norristown Cablevision, your Norristown Area School District cable access channel, Monday afternoon. This game will be broadcast. Just make sure you look to your billboard and you'll see what time the game is going to be on, somewhere around the 4, 5, 6 o'clock area.
I think we should, now the players coming back on the field, we should really name the senior football players for Norristown Area High School. We have Dan Boyd, Mike Lynch, Rowan Watson, Forrest Davis, Darren Smith, Brad Urick, Aaron Woodbury, Chris Scarpula, Brett Queenan, Billy Livingston, Carl Schrader, Jim Woodson, Dave Wallace, Steve McGonigal, Jim Newby, Gennaro Bello, Joe Sambrick, Bruce Chesson, Kevin Every, Charles Fisher, and Chris Majeski. And the players been here for 3 years, and this is their game, isn't it?
Oh, this is it. Like we said in the pre-game show, you know, for many of them, this is the final game that some of these guys will put the pads on. For Upper Merion, in the fairness department, we'll give you those seniors as we go through their roster. Matt Morosco, the quarterback, who's been a sometime starter since his sophomore season. This is his final ball game. We also have, let's see, Jim Lahan, Bill Daywalt. Have to bear with me as we go through this here. Joe White, who's the starting tailback. We also have Rich Daniels, a defensive lineman. Lou Mercado, who's starting at safety for the Vikings today. John Staley, one of the wingbacks. He is also a senior, along with Carlos Montes. He is a reserve linebacker. We also have Jim White. He is starting today in the backfield. Other seniors, Steve Juska, the kicker. Sean Poston. Let's see, we also have Sean Sowers, Vince DeSanto, Bill Deary, Scott Larson, Brad Lowe, Tony Cicchino, and I hope I have your name pronounced right. And we have a few more here as we go to page 2 of the roster. Scott Irvine, also a senior, along with, let's see, who is that player? Steve Serafisi, and finally, oh my goodness, what a couple of good last names here. We have Guy Imperial, Ed Helinski, the outstanding tight end, Paul Lomax, and just in time, Chad, this is what I really love about Jeff Brandon. He is here to help me with probably the most difficult name on the whole list to pronounce, Jim Caldermetsis?
Calderemsis, it looks like.
Well, thank you very much. That concludes the list of senior players for the Upper Merion Vikings. Their head coach, Steve Shine. Assistants, John Stone, Charles Moser, Ralph Pizzulo, Frank Karkaska, Don Jackson, John Lute, and Paul Serino.
Just a quick reminder and a recap. It was mentioned earlier, the winnings of the float contest. We did have the seniors taking the first place again with their float Eagles rule. Juniors taking second place with their float Vanish the Vikings, and third place was taken by the sophomores Sink the Vikings. The band float Ice the Vikes and cheerleader Stomp the Vikings did not place, but they were also very well done. I have a quick announcement here. Any member of the Norristown class of 1977 interested in helping to plan the 10-year reunion scheduled for Thanksgiving Day weekend next year, please call the high school at extension 365, and the high school phone number is 630-5000 and ask for extension 365. Once the players are back onto the field, Norristown getting together. Hopefully Coach Grove gave them a very good pep talk during the halftime festivities. At this high score, 7-7, Norristown's going to come out stronger, and as Alan Raleigh said 10 minutes ago, they've really got to start utilizing Dan Boyd. As the captains for Norristown and the captains for Upper Merion approach the center for the toss to see a returning kick. It is a beautiful day here this Thanksgiving Day, 1986. Welcome back, Chad.
Thanks, Chad. How did halftime go? It's a shame they couldn't bring the floats around the field. That's disappointing, I'm sure, for the young people who worked on them for so many hours to get them prepared.
That is true. Many, many hours of work gone into it. But, you know, with all that rain, the last 48 hours, there's really nothing to do. We don't want a float sinking in the middle of the field.
Absolutely not. So,
looks like Norristown has won the toss. They look pretty excited.
Well, Norristown, of course, took the kickoff in the first half, so they'll be kicking off here to the Vikings in the second half.
I just want to find out now, are you done signing the autographs? You know, the people here in the press box were complaining. Oh, it was incredible at halftime. they couldn't get out the door because of your fans lining up 10, 20 deep. I don't understand this.
I tried to move them downstairs near the bottom of the stairwell, but when people are crushing and there's something they want, they just don't take no for an answer. And what could I do? I mean, I felt obligated to be as personable and as charitable as possible.
Yeah, Springsteen has the same problem. You're right.
I know. All right.
Kickoff by number 20, 23?
Looks like number 23, Chad.
23. Mike Carroll.
That's right, Mike Carroll doing the kicking chores.
Recovered by number 28 of Upper Merion. Going up the center.
Ball's down at the 30-yard line, 29-yard line.
Number 6, Brad Urich. And Chris Majeski.
Chris Majeski in on the tackle. 11:54 to play in this third quarter. We're just underway in the second half. For those of you who joined us late, it is tied at 7. Matt Moresco in at quarterback for the Upper Merion Vikings. Ed Helinski, the tight end, has the only score today for the Vikings. Handoff. Nothing there, folks. Willie Fisher in on the tackle.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to say once again that was Chad Hart doing the halftime show there.
That's right. We'd like to thank Chad for his very important contribution to this halftime. Chad's intimate knowledge of the Norristown area high school, since he is a student there, was more than needed.
And of course, he has helped us all season long with the camera work.
That's right. Chad has been with us all season, helping us out on camera, and
if he knows what's good for him, he'll show up for basketball season.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go. And don't forget, folks, basketball season does begin December 5th against Bishop Kenrick, home at Norristown in the gymnasium. Moresco rolls right. That's the play they burned him on before. Not this time. Ed Kerner. Good pursuit. Loss on the play.
And I'll tell you why that one didn't work. He was looking for Ed Helinski, the outstanding tight end. The only problem, Ed had Rowan Watson in front of him and Brett Queenan behind him. They were kind of accompanying him across the field.
That's a good way to put it, accompanying him.
I was going to say shadowing, but since I'm freezing, I figured I'd try to get the other word out. This is the best part of this game. It's a shame we don't have a shot of all along the track down here where everybody is just kind of mixing and matching here, renewing old acquaintances.
Boy, I tell you, look at those responsive camera people are now showing us that very picture, Alan.
It truly is incredible.
Goodness. And I see a young man that I think has graced this booth in years past.
I'll tell you, it's as usual. They find cheap labor and they keep bringing it back.
He probably told the people at the desk that or at the gate that he was helping out and he needed to get in free today. Greg Dubner making an appearance here. Former broadcast partner for the Norristown Area High School. We've got 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings. Ball's at the 29-yard line of Upper Merion. Matt Moresco at quarterback. Man in motion is Jeff Hearn. Fumble on the snap. Moresco recovers, I believe, but it'll be 4th down and about 11 yards to go. And that is the case, so with 10:36 to play in the third quarter, Upper Merion will have to punt. Going back deep for Norristown will be number 11, Brett Queenan. And joining Queenan back there will be number 22, Sean Chapman. The kick is up. It's a short kick, end over end. It's going to hits it at exactly midfield and bounces to the 48-yard line of Norristown.
And Jeff, I'd just like to welcome once again to the broadcast booth my friend and yours.
And everybody's friend.
Is that so sincere? Greg Dubner. Greg, of course, I think the first year that we did all these games, basketball and football, he was with us the very first telecast when you were a mere mortal youngster. Yes, Greg was with us, and I have to say it was probably the most memorable game we ever did because in the middle of the pregame shows, we were standing on top of the press box, 60, 70 feet above the ground. All our notes flew away. And Greg, it was real fun being there.
It was fun. Hi, Mom.
Scott hands off to Danny Boyd around the right side. Boyd breaks one tackle. He's brought down at the 42-yard line of Upper Merion. Boyd close to a first down there.
So let me ask you, Greg, I know you had to fight your way up the stairway here and stuff. A lot of fans still clamoring for Brandon out there.
There are a lot of people out there, and they want everybody. It's a good game so far, isn't it? I just got here. It looks like it's a good game.
Well, you don't want to get up too early on that. What time's it now? Oh, it's about 20 after 11. Of course, we're dating this now, but that's okay. It's good to see you here.
It's good to be here.
Oh, I
There's
know.
a lot of good energy out there. I really like that.
It's good karma, is that it?
I didn't say it. You did.
We've got a timeout for a measurement down on the field.
So, had nothing better to do today, and you figured you'd park your car a couple miles from the stadium and walk to the game, huh?
You've got it. We parked way out in Never Land today. But it's worth it. It really is.
You know, at halftime we were talking about that first game we did, the one that Bono led the Eagles to the big victory at Upper Merion. Still probably one of the best games that we've ever done here.
This has been one of the most amazing series between these two teams. It always comes down to the last few seconds, which is why I didn't bother waking up early. I knew if I come for the last quarter,
9:28 to play in the third quarter.
It's going to be enough. That's where all the excitement is.
I'll have to pass that on to the viewers now.
Norristown at the 41-yard line. Dropped for a loss on first down. That was Danny Boyd on the carry.
Tony Chicano making the
Chiquino.
Sorry about that, Tony.
Sure you are. Sure.
Hey, you know, I try the best. What can I say? Hey, he's only 5'10", 185. You know, I mean, if he was 6'9" or something, I'd be a little more worried.
Oh, okay. I understand that. Well, not exactly the most exciting game I've ever seen on Thanksgiving Day, but let's give it some time here.
Well, Greg just said it doesn't get exciting till the last minute. Scott looking for his man, and he's got him. Brad York, his favorite receiver, good for the first down, pickup of 12 yards on the play.
And that takes the ball just inside the 30-yard line of Upper Merion, and Norristown moving the ball here on their first possession in the second half, something they couldn't do after that initial scoring drive in the first half.
That's right. This is probably their third best penetration of the day.
Well, the second best penetration came on that interception that they got from Upper Merion, which they failed to capitalize on.
Yeah, that was a gift. They were at the 28-yard line, and they couldn't get it down. They didn't even pick up the first down.
First and 10 from the 27-yard line, it looks like. Quarterback draw.
Do you think that was an intentional keeper, or was there a mix-up in the backfield?
I don't know. It kind of looked like a busted play to me. There wasn't really much room up front. If it was a quarterback draw, I would have expected a hole to emerge.
Especially with all three backs in the backfield.
Pickup of 2 on the play, second down and 8.
Len Bazemore coming in now, number 21. Darrell Moses trotting off to the sideline. Roger Grove pacing.
Danny Boyd on the carry. Boyd gets stuffed up off the right side. He picks up about another 2 on the play, making third down and 6 from the 22-yard line of the Vikings. .7:33 to play in the third quarter. We're here at Norristown's Roosevelt Field. I'm Jeff Brandon along with Alan Raleigh. This game being brought to you by the Norristown Area School District under the direction and production of Mr. Tony Koya. Scott fumbles the snap. Upper Merion's got it.
Boy, I'll tell you, Jeff, the Eagles just can't do anything right since the opening drive.
And Roger Grove is just not looking.
Smart man, yes.
Roger just walked about 15 yards away from everybody and folded his arms. Glad we don't have him mic'd today.
Another costly mistake, though, for the Eagles. If it hasn't been the face masking penalty, the late hit on the kickoff returner, now they fumble the ball away.
Handoff, nothing there. What a tackle by Stephen McCall. That time on the run was number 24, Joe White. Alan, Stephen McCall has been blazing today. Why hasn't he been in there all year? This young man can play.
Stephen McCall, the very first defensive play here for the Eagles. He came in on the sack, and here's the first defensive play of the second half. He's making a name for himself again. And I'll just stutter those out a few more times. We'll set up the offense for Upper Merion in just a moment after this play.
Handoff. They come through the middle that time, I believe, with Staley. That's correct. Staley picks up about 1. He gets to the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10 yards to go.
And for Upper Merion, number 8, Matt Morosco, the quarterback. It's the backfield, 24, Joe White, and 22, Jeff Hearn. You'll also see in the wingback position, shuttling in and out of the contest, 34, Ryan Foster, and 29, John Staley. Tight end, Ed Helinski. The split end, Bill Daywalt, number 13. Helinski, by the way, number 88. Across the line, Eric Fabrizio, Brad Lowe, Sean Sowers, Scott Irvine, and Steve Serafisi. Morosco dropping, looking for someone. Boy, I'll tell you, that was a dangerous pass because you saw how Matt Morosco threw that one. He didn't fire the ball. He kind of aimed the ball.
Well, that time Morosco rolled to his left, which was across his body. He wasn't in any position to throw anywhere but over to this side of the field. And Rowan Watson had the ball hit him right in the chest and pop away. Rowan made a nice defensive play, and it'll be 4th down and a long 9. And once again, Upper Merion will be forced to punt the second time here in this second half. They're 2 for 2. Going back deep for Norristown, once again, Sean Chapman and Brett Queenan.
And the fumble.
5:40, I'm sorry, Alan, 5:48 to play in the third quarter.
Don't ever do that again, okay? That fumble, not a costly one here so far for the Eagles.
Good snap. Kick is shanked again. Oh, my.
Shanked out of bounds, which is worse. 33-yard line.
That was a 10-yard punt.
Yeah.
And that was lucky to go 10 yards.
Okay, for the 18th time today, the Eagles once again blessed with great field position. Can they capitalize?
I tell you what, this time they take it in. I believe that. This time I've just had one of those feelings, those instincts. They're going to take the ball in this time.
Okay.
Jim Scott. Fumble. Well, that's two snaps, 2 fumbles for Jim Scott. They're not going to take it in that way, folks. A little bit of an option that time, but nothing materialized, especially since Jim Scott dropped the ball. 5:24 to play in this third quarter. We are still tied at 7. Norristown and Upper Merion, Thanksgiving Day.
There you see the shot of the far stands here. Upper Merion packing it in too.
We got a packed house here at Roosevelt Field. Very few open seats remaining, and a lot of standing here. I guess that's why the seats are open. Everybody's standing. 2 fakes. Scott wants to pass. He's got running room. He tucks it in and runs it out. Good job that time by Jim Scott to get out of bounds, but he doesn't pick up anything near the first down.
Strange play. Scott was ready to throw it to York, who had turned in, and then he just kind of pirouetted and turned out. And Scott all of a sudden decided, well, I better run this ball. But York was wide open momentarily.
3rd down and 3 for Norristown. The ball is at the 25-yard line of Upper Merion. Once again, we'd like to congratulate the homecoming queen and her court and all of the folks who participated in this homecoming day extravaganza for Norristown High School, and congratulate all the float winners, the senior class taking first place. Down on the field, we have a handoff to Len Bazemore. Len Bazemore spins, turns, and he doesn't get the first down. And once again, Norristown faced with a dilemma. Do they punt the ball or do they go for the first down? I say you go for the first down.
You have to go for it. I mean, you're looking at a 7-all ball game. Your defense has done a relatively good job at stopping Upper Merion today. Hey, even if you don't get it, Upper Merion's going to get the ball at their 30-yard line.
And just to finish off, once again, the senior class winning first place in the float competition, junior class, 2nd place, sophomore class, 3rd place. Congratulations to those sophomores. I know they worked hard.
And Jeff, you know, when a situation similar to this in the second quarter, they went to Danny Boyd and pitched him out to the right side, and he was taken down for a 2-yard loss.
There's the play. There's Danny Boyd again. It'll be close. I think he's got it.
I think he pulled his way in that second dive, finally got him the necessary yardage.
I think Ed Colbreth was out in front on that play, leading the block for Danny Boyd, and that's it. First down. So Norristown keeps this drive healthy on 4th down, and they move the ball close to the 20-yard line of Upper Merion.
Well, if ever time needed, the Eagles needed to get their ground game in gear, this is it. Norristown really ineffective running the ball today, which is very surprising. Upper Merion a little smaller defensively than most of the teams the Eagles face here, yet they are doing a fantastic job.
That's right. Let's give them credit. They've certainly played a fine game today.
Little movement. Danny Boyd taking it. Not too much room, though. Maybe a yard, 2 at the most. Ed Helinski in there making the tackle. Assist on that play, too, by Tony Cicchino, number 62. Boy, how you like this? Jeff Brandon suddenly paged out of the press box. Must be a fan that missed an autograph.
It is a fan that missed an autograph, I think.
That, of course, the one and the only Tony Coia. Scott going back, plenty of pressure, dumps it off. Danny Boyd can't hold it, though. I don't think that's a fumble. No, it's an incomplete pass. Scott lucky, though, to avoid the sack and just get that one off. Yes. I'll be on Saturday and Sunday. Definitely. Well, another fan, an adoring one, I hope.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay. Here we go. 3rd and 9, I believe. A little end around action. Forrest Davis taking it. He has plenty of running room, folks. Just one defender between him and the end line. And he is finally pushed out at about the 3-4 yard line. Excellent play selection that time by Roger Grove. Handoff goes to Boyd, gives it to Davis, coming around from the right side. Field wide open. Also helped, though, that play was initially started on the right hash line, so you had the left side of the field open with not too many defenders back there. So the Eagles once again knocking on the door. This game tied 7-7. Eagles' only other score in this ball game came a minute 58 into the contest. The ball being placed on the 6 yard line. The wind kicking up here at Roosevelt Field.
And so is your hair.
Thank you. Eagles getting closer. Let's see who carried the ball that time. It looked like Danny Boyd.
Forrest Davis indicating to the sideline there's about 2 feet to go for a touchdown. So that's what we'll call it.
In years past, this was the quarterback keeper play with Norristown whenever they got this close.
2:27 to remain in this 3rd quarter. We're still tied, but Norristown knocking on the door here.
Knocking on the door. God, I wish I would have used that touche. First, I use them, then you steal them. What's embarrassing? Oh, I think too much time, perhaps. Too much time or offsides, I don't know. They're pointing against Upper Merion, Norristown, so they were probably the ones offside, and that is the call. So now it'll be about 1 yard out of the end zone.
It'll be about 1 foot because they run them at the 2 foot point there.
They all half the distance.
Oh boy, half the distance. Let's just move that football over one slot, huh?
If you can't get it in here, you don't deserve to win the game. That's all there is to it.
I agree.
It's so nice. I really wish sometimes Norristown played their games on Saturday afternoons. It's nice to have a night stadium, but boy, it's gorgeous doing day games. Here we go, the Eagles knocking. Minute 58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mr. Scott keeps it, and he gets in the end zone.
Touchdown, Norristown. The Eagles take a 13-7 lead. So with 1:54 to play in the 3rd quarter, the Eagles put it in from about a foot out on the quarterback keeper, Jim Scott.
And of course, I want to take credit for calling that play. Rich Everts, of course, Tom Pierantozzi over here at the far side of the press box. They said, hey, Raleigh said, go with the keeper. We'll call it in to Coach Grove. And of course, I have such influence around here.
I think that's a reasonable scenario. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. There comes your extra point attempt.
Rob Lennick doing the kicking. Jim Scott hold. Good snap. No good. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think we're setting the stage for one of these climactic Norristown Upper Merion finishes. Not the best news.
And I guarantee you about 90% of the stadium and everybody on the Eagles coaching staff is thinking that right now.
That's right. Lennick just booted the ball to the right side. And this wind is really starting to bother us up here.
Should have worn a baseball cap today. Kind of stupid to get up and do the hair, I mean, what the heck?
Well, the Eagles do put points on the board, nevertheless, and they are ahead in this ball game, 13-7.
I don't think the touchdown woke the fans up here. I think the cold is getting to them. Oh, horrible squib kick taken by one of the second line return men.
Good coverage. They didn't have to run far. The ball's down at the 39-yard line.
Now, you were making light of this ball game, and I am kind of disappointed in you.
Now, that's not fair. I am not making light. That was not exactly...
I know.
Oh, a quick setup here. Upper Merion wants to move the ball. The officials don't even have the chains in place. Handoff up the middle. Man breaks about 4 tackles. Picks up about 9 on the play. That was number 24, Joe White.
I am surprised because you're not allowed to start the play until those chains are set and down. The officials just let that one go right off. The quick call, no huddle.
Well, they say White was brought down after a gain of 7 yards, so make it 2nd down and 3 from the 47-yard line. Moresco hands off left this time, once again to Joe White. White only picks up a yard on this carry. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Still short of midfield.
55 seconds to go here, 3rd quarter.
There's the 1st down. Hearn, Jeff Hearn, over the right end. Pickup of about 7 on the play, and they put the ball into Norristown territory. Finally stopped at the 44-yard line of the Eagles.
I'll tell you, Upper Merion coming out here, starting to mount an impressive drive after falling behind 13-7. About one more play possibly here for this final I'll get this right. Let's just start all over again. This should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Yeah.
We're winding down. 21 seconds to play in the quarter.
Cold does funny things to your mouth. You just can't get the words out. Of course, you don't have that problem. I realize that.
Never.
Yeah. Up, 1st down.
All of a sudden, Upper Merion's able to use their ground game. I don't understand that so much.
Eagles have been containing all day. Let me correct myself. That was about an 8-yard pickup there by Joe White. So it'll be 2nd and 2 when we resume play. Here is a switch sides for the beginning of the 4th quarter. Norristown up 13-7. They got on the board with a minute 54 to go in that 3rd quarter when Jim Scott went in from 1 yard out to give them the lead. But the extra point attempt wide to the right side, and as Jeff said, that could cause a few problems as we think about the history of this ball game, this rivalry. First game back in 1942.
I was going to say, I know you have some statistics.